Dear ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about storms. They don't show up to destroy you. They show up to reveal you. They show up to strengthen you, to shift something inside of you, and to strip away what you never needed in the first place. And yes, I know, storms are messy, they're loud, they're unpredictable. But storms are often the very thing God uses to transport you to your next season. The enemy doesn't send storms to people going nowhere. Storms come when you're close to something, close to breakthrough, close to healing, close to stepping into what you were born for. But here's what I came to declare: you don't drown in storms. You drown when you stop moving. When you stop pushing, when you start believing the lie that this is where it ends. No, this is not where your story ends, this is where it shifts. The storm may rage, but there's something inside you that is unshakable. You've got resilience that didn't come from comfort. You've got fire that didn't come from sunshine. You were forged in pressure, built in silence. And now God is using the winds of adversity not to blow you down, but to blow you forward. So push even when your hands are tired. Push even when your heart is heavy. Push even when your prayers feel unanswered. Because the storm isn't a sign of abandonment, it's a signal of purpose. 10 key points of the speech: push through the storm. Storms are not punishments, they are preparation. God uses storms to develop strength in you that comfort never could. Faith is tested in the storm, not in calm weather. Real trust is revealed when you can't see the outcome but choose to walk anyway. Every storm has an expiration date. The enemy doesn't control the timeline, God does. Silence doesn't mean God is absent. Sometimes the teacher is silent during the test. You carry peace within even when chaos surrounds. Because the storm outside can't stop the stillness God placed inside your soul. Obedience doesn't guarantee easy, it guarantees victory. Jesus sent his disciples into a storm, not away from it. The size of your storm often reflects the size of your assignment. Hell doesn't fight what's not a threat. You're not alone in the storm. God doesn't leave you to face waves he didn't already give you authority to walk on. The storm may expose your limits, but it also reveals God's power. His strength is made perfect in your weakness. You will come out stronger, wiser, and more focused. What tried to break you will become what God uses to build you. Absolutely. Here's the *** expanded version of key point 1 ** from *, push through the storm *, written in ** large length *, with ** no subtitle or conclusion **, and in the intense faith-driven, emotionally rich voice inspired by Stephen Furtick's preaching style. Storms are not punishments, they are preparation. Let that truth sink deep into your soul, because too often, when life starts shaking, we assume we must have done something wrong. We assume that God is mad at us, or that we've taken a wrong turn. But what if the storm you're in is not a sign of his anger? What if it's the evidence of his assignment? See, comfort never created greatness. Ease never made anyone unbreakable. If you want to walk in power, if you want to live with purpose, if you want to rise into the fullness of who God created you to be *, then storms are part of the process. *, you can't ask God to make you strong and then complain when he puts weight on your shoulders. You can't pray for boldness and then resist the season that's building it. Think about it. Muscles don't grow without resistance. Diamonds aren't formed without pressure. And your calling won't emerge without adversity. God uses the storm to strip away what you never needed: false security. People who were never meant to go with you. And habits that don't match your next level. He allows winds to blow, not to knock you down, but to blow off what's been holding you back. Let's go deeper. Noah didn't build the ark * after * the rain. He built it * before * the storm came, out of obedience, and he was mocked while doing it. But it was the storm that lifted the ark. Don't miss this. The very thing that looked like it was going to drown him became the thing that elevated him. That's what storms do for the obedient. They * lift you *. They take what was designed to destroy you and turn it into the very thing that pushes you higher. Joseph didn't step into power without first being thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and locked in a prison. but every painful chapter prepared him for a purpose he couldn't see in the moment. Because sometimes the storm is not sent to hurt you, it's sent to humble you, focus you, and stretch your capacity to carry the blessing that's coming. So don't curse your storm, don't resent the winds. Don't despise the waves, they're not random, they're not punishment, they're preparation. The storm is training your faith, toughening your spirit, and teaching you to trust beyond what your eyes can see. You're not being broken down, you're being built up. Because God never wastes a storm, and if you're in one now, it means there's something he's trying to build in you that you'll need when the sky's clear. Absolutely. Here's the expanded version of key point 2 from push through the storm in large length with no subtitle or conclusion and in a deeply spiritual, emotionally compelling and faith-driven tone modeled after Stephen Furtick's preaching style. Faith isn't proven when everything is calm. Faith is proven in the middle of the chaos, when nothing makes sense, when everything's shaking, and when the only thing holding you up is the word God spoke before the storm ever began. That's where real faith shows up, not in the comfort, but in the conflict. When you're in the middle of the storm, you're going to be tempted to doubt. You'll ask questions like, did I really hear God? Am I going the wrong way? Why is it so hard if I'm doing what he called me to do? And it's in those moments the enemy will try to whisper that your struggle means you're off track. But hear me, struggle doesn't mean disobedience, Sometimes it means you're finally walking by faith, not by sight. Faith isn't just believing when you feel God. Faith is trusting when he's silent. Faith is walking forward when you don't have full instructions. Faith is showing up when everything in you says give up. And that kind of faith is forged in the storm. Let's talk about Peter. He didn't experience the supernatural while sitting in the boat. It was only when he stepped out into the winds, into the waves, into the unknown that he got to walk on water. Yes, he doubted. Yes, he sank. But he also experienced something the other disciples never did because he had faith to move in the middle of the storm, not after it. That's the kind of faith God is calling you to. Not a soft Sunday morning, only faith, not a when it feels right faith, but a fierce storm, walking, water-stepping kind of faith. A faith that says, I don't see it yet, but I trust the one who spoke it. A faith that says, I'm not waiting for peace around me because I have peace within me. And the truth is the storm doesn't destroy your faith, it reveals it. It shows you what you've really built your life on. Was it comfort? Was it applause? Was it control? Or was it God? Because when everything gets stripped away, when you're standing in the rain and there's no one left to cheer you on, what's left is real faith, unfiltered, raw, unshakable. So don't be afraid of the storm. Let it drive you deeper. Let it push you into your prayer closet. Let it force you to anchor into the Word of God like never before. Because on the other side of this storm is a version of you that knows how to trust God, not just for the promise, but in the process. Certainly. Here's the expanded version of key point 3 from push through the storm, written in large length, without a subtitle or conclusion, and delivered in a powerful, raw, and faith-building style inspired by Stephen Furtick. Every storm has an expiration date. I know it doesn't feel like it when you're in the middle of it. I know there are moments where the waves are so high and the thunder so loud that you start to wonder if this will ever end. You feel stuck in a season you didn't choose, overwhelmed by circumstances you didn't see coming. But no storm lasts forever. There is always a moment when the sky breaks open. There is always a shift. God doesn't allow you to walk through darkness without scheduling your sunrise. But here's the catch: storms don't give you warnings when they arrive, and they don't give you notice when they're about to end. which means you can't quit just because you can't see the finish line. You might be closer than you think. The moment you're about to give up could be the same moment the wind is about to stop. The moment you say, "I can't take another step," might be the exact second heaven is about to speak, "Peace, be still." If you give up too soon, you'll never see what was waiting on the other side. You'll never see the beauty born out of that battle. You'll never know how close you were to breakthrough. That's why the enemy doesn't have to destroy you. He just has to convince you that it will always be like this. That you'll always be in the storm, that you'll never heal, that you'll never recover, that the marriage will never get better, that the depression will never lift. But that's a lie. The Word of God says, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." Night may last longer than you expected, but morning is coming and God has not forgotten you. He doesn't overlook pain. He doesn't ignore storms. He steps into them. He walks into the middle of the mess with you. And he doesn't come empty-handed. He brings peace. He brings power. And he brings a promise that this is not the end. Sometimes storms last longer than we want because they're working something deeper than we realize. God isn't just trying to calm your situation. He's trying to reshape your soul. He's not just after the storm around you. He's after the storm in you . But when that work is complete, the storm lifts. The clouds clear, and you come out with something stronger than comfort, character. So hold on, because even when you don't feel it, the clock is ticking on your storm. The expiration date was written the same day it started. You may not know how long it will last, but heaven does. And until it lifts, God will give you the strength to endure it, because the storm has a limit, but your destiny doesn't absolutely. Here is the expanded version of key point 4 from push through the storm, large length with no subtitle and no conclusion, using the bold, spiritual, soul-stirring style inspired by Stephen Furtick. Silence doesn't mean God is absent. Just because you can't hear him doesn't mean he isn't working. Some of the most powerful moments in your life will be the ones where heaven feels quiet. When you pray and all you hear is your own voice echoing back. When you cry out and nothing seems to shift. When you seek direction and feel like all you get is more confusion. But let me tell you, silence is not the absence of God. It's often the presence of a test. You see, teachers don't speak during the test. It doesn't mean they've walked away. It just means it's your time to apply what you've already been taught. And sometimes God will step back not to abandon you, but to grow you. To stretch your faith. To see if you'll still worship without answers. To see if you'll still believe without the miracle. To see if you'll still follow without the map. This is the place where many people give up. Not because they don't love God, but because they've confused silence with abandonment. But what if the silence is where the roots go deep? What if it's the silence that teaches you to trust his character even when you can't trace his hand? Because true faith isn't built when God says yes. It's built when you hear nothing and still say amen. Let's go to the Garden of Gethsemane. Jesus knelt in agony, sweat like drops of blood falling from his face, asking the Father if there was another way. But the heavens didn't thunder, the skies didn't split open, no angels came with answers, just silence. But that silence didn't mean the Father was gone. It meant the mission was active. The silence meant it was time to walk forward, even without a voice from heaven confirming every step. Some of your most significant growth will come when you choose to keep going with no applause, no confirmation, no spotlight, just a quiet yes in your spirit. You don't always need another word from God. Sometimes you just need to hold onto the last one he gave you . If he hasn't spoken again, maybe it's because he hasn't changed the assignment. Maybe you're still in the middle of the instruction he already gave. The silence is sacred. The silence purifies your motives. It humbles your heart. It matures your faith. It reveals whether you're chasing God or chasing outcomes. And in the silence, if you lean in rather than pull back, you'll discover that He's been closer than your breath the whole time. Whispering through your endurance, strengthening you in stillness, holding you while heaven seems quiet, certainly. Here is the ** expanded version of Key Point 5 ** from * Push Through the Storm * written in large, impactful length, without a subtitle or conclusion, and in the soul-gripping, passionate preaching voice inspired by Stephen Furtick. You carry peace within even when chaos surrounds you. Real peace isn't about your surroundings being still, it's about your soul staying anchored when everything around you is shaking. See, the world defines peace as the absence of trouble, but God defines peace as His presence in the middle of the trouble. Peace doesn't mean the storm stops. Peace means **, you don't stop in the storm **. Too many people are waiting for everything around them to get calm before they take the next step, before they obey, before they trust, before they praise, but that's not how faith works. Faith says, I can walk through the fire and not be burned. I can stand in the storm and not be shaken. I can keep moving forward even when nothing is changing because something inside of me refuses to bow to what's outside of me. Jesus said, Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, and not the world's peace, not temporary, fragile, shallow calm that depends on your circumstances. No, His peace is unbreakable. His peace stands when everything else falls, and when you receive that kind of peace, it means **, you're not ruled by the wind **, you're rooted in the Word. You might be in a season where everything feels uncertain. Relationships are breaking. Finances are stretched. The future is foggy. But inside of you, there's a stillness that doesn't make sense. You should be falling apart, but you're standing strong. You should be panicking, but you're praising. You should be quitting, but you're still moving because **, you've got a peace that wasn't built on comfort. **, it was built on Christ. And this peace doesn't come by accident. You've got to fight for it. You've got to guard it. You've got to preach to yourself sometimes and remind your soul, God is still in control. I'm not led by what I feel, I'm led by what I know. That's what David did when everything was against him. He said, Why are you downcast, O my soul? Hope in God. He had to tell his soul to remember where his peace came from, because storms will try to steal your peace. They'll try to make you reactive, anxious, afraid, but when you carry the peace of God, you learn how to ** respond instead of react. ** you learn how to trust instead of tremble. You learn how to rest not because the storm is over, but because ** you know the one who commands it. ** you may not be able to control what's happening around you, but you can decide what happens ** within you **. And when the Prince of Peace lives inside you, the storm outside can't touch the sanctuary inside your spirit. That's why people will look at you and say, How are you still standing? And you'll say, Because what's in me is greater than what's against me.